truck update every month until the engine dies. In this video, we're going to be discussing the maintenance I performed, any modifications I made, and the miles I drove in the month of November. Let's get into it. In November, in my maintenance log, I had 4 entries total. The first maintenance entry was on November 4th. I changed all 3 fuel filters. So that is the S&S disaster prevention kit, the upper fuel filter, and the lower fuel filter with the water separator. I have the HSM kit if you're new. So it's just 3 spin-on filters. Usually takes me about 30 minutes to do, including the time it takes to reprime the system. On that day, I also rotated my tires, and those items were completed at 234,433 miles. Then on November 18th, I had the tires rebalanced. I had done a video about how road force balancing, I thought, fixed the wobble with the KO3s until one of you actually very astutely pointed out that the rear tires that the shop, when they balanced them and moved to the rear, were actually over 40 ounces out of balance. And so, yeah, as far as it goes, I still have about 10 and 11/30 seconds on the KO3s, and they're at over 40,000 miles. So the wear has been great, but as far as trying to get them balanced, it's a no-go for me. Great tire otherwise. It's a shame, you know, again, they're the exact same size as the Michelin Defenders I had. They're only 4 pounds heavier, so I really don't know why BF Goodrich couldn't figure it out and make something that's easy to balance, right? You know, I haven't tried balance beads yet. I know some of you use balance beads. If there's a brand you recommend or some kind on Amazon, I would consider trying them and doing a video on it. But at this point, I'm kind of just trying to run these until they get low on tread, and then I'll just get something else. But thinking next tire is going to be the Falken Wild Peak AT4s. Because I've heard a lot of good things about them. I've personally known a few people, and a few of you have recommended them. So I'm gonna try those next, I think. That was a big tangent, but anyway, that tire balance on the 18th happened at 237,020 miles. All right, then on November 24th, this was right before Thanksgiving, I went to go see PTT with A-Rod, and A-Rod did a bunch of stuff. Originally, it was just gonna be a few modifications. I wanted to put the BMC reverse lights in. I wanted to have him add the 3rd brake light, the dually light, underneath the back right above the bumper. As I was going up there, I discovered that my driver's side rear caliper was completely stuck. And so I made the somewhat risky decision to just drive up there to see him, and it was awesome. He got me sorted, was able to get parts ordered within 24 hours to have them there, and was able to do both the rear brake calipers and the pads and the rotors. It was the weirdest brake failure I think I've ever had, because normally when the brakes go, they make terrible noises and smells, and this was just a vibration. It was very odd, and honestly, I think that vibration, it's separate from the vibration that the KO3s make at 65 miles an hour, but it felt like death wobble, just a violent shaking of the entire vehicle. And then the last item I had in the month of November was on the 29th. I replaced the cabin air filter at 238,573 miles. It had been almost a year since I replaced it. I just went with a Bosch HEPA rated filter. You can find them on Amazon. I'll put a link below. I am gonna have a how-to video showing basically how I did it. It takes all of 30 minutes if you don't know what you're doing, and if you do know what you're doing, you can probably do it in 10. Really quick, easy, and if you drive in the dust a lot or in the city a lot, it's worth replacing. I like to do mine at least once a year just because of the amount of driving I do in this thing. And for a mileage update, the truck currently sits at 241,264 miles. So if I do the math since my last update, that means I've driven 4,224 miles since last month's truck update. So that's gonna do it for this update. Honestly, been really stoked on the truck recently. We took the camper out the other day and I've just been like kind of dailying the pickup truck just with the deck drawer system in the back, and it just drives so good. With the exception of the fact that the steering's kind of sloppy because the Apex kit left the chat. But aside from that, it just handles so well with the shock tuning still from AccuTune. I put those on like 40,000 miles ago. I mean, the thing, it just feels like a go-kart too with the tuning. 130 horsepower, just like, it just makes it so snappy and fun, and I don't know, it's a great rig. And I mean, if that's 240,000 miles, imagine, you know, if you take care of this thing, 500K, I mean, it's still gonna be cruising. So anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time on Power Stroke Maintenance. Cheers.